Until the 1st of February, I'm excited to be partnering with HelloFresh UK. Get money off fresh meal kits delivered to your door by using the discount link or the checkout code in the description below. Get 50% off your first box and 35% off the following 3, as well as 3 free gifts. If you want to see more from HelloFresh UK, then check out my social medias where I've been sharing my meals the last few weeks. And what's best, if you sign up, you help support the channel and you can cancel at any time. Well, it's time for our Irish Cup semi-final. We are 2 games away from reaching Europe for the first time. Linfield and Larne both out. The format had broken our hearts in every other cup this year. So let's go and see if we can take advantage against the small matter of bogey side Ballymena United. Hello and welcome along to a very big day in the history of Distillery with me, Daniel. We have a chance today for the second time in this save to reach our first Northern Irish Cup final. The difference this time is that the biggest 2 sides in the country are gone. Yes, Coleraine and Ballymena are still left and we face one of those today, but it is an opportunity we have never had before. In the other competitions this season, Linfield have been the cause of our heartbreak. Well, they can't do that this time around. If we win this and get through to the final and win it, then we will be in Europe for the first time. And 7 years in, you feel like we need to get there. As you can see, we're going to get another chance in the league regardless. We are going to be in the European playoff. And this year, we might even be favourites for it. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on in this one, a cup semi-final followed by Larne away in a very tough Irish Premiership match, then please do put a thumbs up on it. The title race is intense again in Northern Ireland. The real competitiveness of the AI has been great this year. So if you're looking forward to seeing how that goes on, then stick with us because this is going to be fun. A quick plug for the food channel as well. We've been making loads of content for the last week. You can find it up in the eye above. But let's go and get straight into the schedule because we've not played a game since you were last with me. We have had our youth intake. So have we got any gems that we need to meet? Let's go and have a look. If we go through the development centre through to the youth candidates, simple answer, no we haven't. We've got a goalkeeper that might be okay. We've got a striker that might be okay. And aside from that, we have got next to nothing. I'm looking at the squad. Again, a little bit of a variety of nations, but no quality, no standout. It is getting to the stage when we get messages like this, when I look at us against the professional clubs and I say, we need a year of Europe, just a couple of qualifying rounds, and we can get that bank balance up near 1 million. We can try and go professional, and then this save takes off. But at the moment, another year of frustration on the youth intake. Still no real gems that have come through our academy to be first teamers. It's a little bit frustrating, but for now, it's not the main priority. It's great to have a competitive AI, but we need to take the step now. So let's get through to the fixtures. No fluffing about, no talking endlessly about what's been going on. It's Ballymena United, a bogey side, often away from home, and we play them in the semi-final of the Irish Cup. The other semi-final is second-tier opposition against Coleraine, one of the big 3. So whether that works out in our favour or not, I don't know. But it might not matter by the end of tonight. So to find out if it does, let's go and get through the tactical meeting. Let's go and pick our strongest 11. And in fact, actually, let me show you the past meetings between these sides just as an indicator. Because this year, we did win 3-1 at home to them in the Irish Premiership. But we had a boring 0-0 draw at the start of the season. We lost 4-0 in a disaster class a couple of months ago. And last year, they just kept beating us and we couldn't even score a goal. But if we go and get back to the schedule, we've got to improve on our 5 wins in 19 against them. We have to make it 6 in this one. And to be fair, when our squad is at its best, it's got an opportunity to do so. McElhatton's been a bit hit and miss. There are a few decisions I probably have to make here. But I think the first 11 is set in stone. I'm in a position now where I know what my strongest team is. I know where we've got the most opportunity to have success, but the problem is it does leave us a little short in certain areas on the bench. No centre half. Of course, it leaves us a little bit short defensively, but we have got a really good team here. So let's just cross our fingers and hope. The 11 that will start this cup semi-final is Ethan Ross in goal, Jim Wood and Curtis Bell the fullbacks with Owen and Williams at centre half, Whitehall and Daniels in centre mid, Scotton and Pardee the wingers, and Pardee still playing really well, as is Morgan Griffiths in the number 10 role. You saw him score a brilliant winner against Glentoran last time, but can he provide the service for McElhatton? or will he go doing the work himself? There's the 11, there's the 18. There is quality on the bench now, which we haven't always had. But this is a big game in the context of this save. We've got to find a way into Europe this year. And while yes, we'll have the fail-safe of the playoff system, if we can do it before that, we can actually relax, which would be lovely. Let's go and submit the team for this one. A big cup semi-final for Distillery. Well, look at the one change that the hosts and Kevin Horlock has made today. Oren Crow, the January signing from us, has gone into their team. They've got Lewis McCann up front, who always scores against us. Dane McCulloch, we tried to sign last summer. He is their left back. He's better than any of ours. Connor Kerr's a good right back. Morgan Hassin is the best goalkeeper in the country. So let's just go and get through it. The dressing room, go and give these fans their money's worth. No reaction. That's what you work so hard for 7 years for. Through the tunnel interview we go. I can tell the players are excited. We're into the first half. Not the biggest crowd, which is a shame. That is the only benefit of playing a Linfield or a Glentoran. But I don't mind. If we get through to the final, it will certainly be worth it. 4 wins in a row for us. Let's go and make it 5. Well, it's been a very slow start for the first 6 minutes, but we are back on the ball with Sean Daniels in midfield. We're going to be relying on him for assists and the through balls. He so often provides them as Whitehall goes wide to Wood on the right. To Mpardi, the man who's revolutionised this season in the second half. Great ball in as well. And he's won us a penalty there. It was a teasing delivery into that corridor. Michael Hatton, well, the commentary says it. He went down like he'd been shot, but he won the penalty and he earned it. So let's see if he can put it away. He very rarely misses. He goes straight down the middle and plays safe. Keeper dives down to his right. And his 42nd goal of the season is the one to give us the lead. Great cross in from Mpardi though. Well, half an hour gone and I'm a little bit torn at the minute because Ballymena are starting to dominate the stats and the chances. Ethan Ross is having a good game. Do I drop to cautious? Because that's worked both ways against them before. For now, I'm going to stick as we are, as Wood picks the ball up to Whitehall. We are dominating the possession, which maybe will help us later on. We're both semi-pro sides, don't forget. Though Leslie carries the ball forward here. Albert Press, one of their former youth stars moving on, might make them some more money as McCann has missed a sitter. So I'd watch out for Ballymena going pro this year, particularly if they get into Europe. But at half-time, we're 1-0 up with our only shot on target. A penalty brilliantly converted. And let's be honest, if we nick it 1-0 in an awful game, I ain't going to care one little bit. Let's go and get through to the second half. The lads look delighted. Just go and get me a second. Just wrap it up, because we very rarely lose a 2-goal lead. And against Ballymena, I'm a bit worried we might lose a 1-goal one. Well, to be fair, we're 25 to go. We're coming back into the game in terms of stats. We're keeping the ball really well, and we're actually playing all right too. I don't really want to make changes if I can avoid it. I want to leave them as late as possible and then start time wasting. Jim Wood replaced by Dobbin. Scott replaced by Sean Moore. Daniels I'm going to leave for now. I'm not going to take him off. Maybe Morgan Griffiths as well will come off for Barry Coffey. 3 subs made, 2 more to go. We can make them to time waste late on. I've got to be aware though, if the same happens as the last game, where we ended up going to extra time late on, we might then be a little bit weaker, as Bell's got a throw on the left. 2 minutes of normal time to go. We are on our way to the final as it stands. Williams picks it up at the back to Owen, who to be fair, has had a really good game today. Coffey knocks the ball on, but it's cleared downfield. Owen picks it up. Don't do something silly now. Play short to Bell. It's good football. Up to McElhatton. Down for Coffey. We got a great chance here. Ballymena have committed men forward and Whitehall charges into the space. But a shot straight down to Hassin's left. It didn't have enough power on it to threaten him. With 2 minutes of stoppage time to go, we're going to bring Mpardi off for Latifa. We'll wait for that one to get done. And then with 1 minute of extra time to go, we're going to take McElhatton off for Cameron Cooper. Please hold on. A 1-0 win. And Lisburn Distillery are through to the Irish Cup final. 1 game from Europe, the closest we've been. All that heartbreak to Linfield in the Antrim Shield final, in the League Cup semi-final. Will it be worth it now? Because we're in the final of the big one, and this is the one that gives us a route into Europe. I will cross everything that the championship side, who I can't pronounce the name of, beat Coleraine tomorrow to get to the final, because I'd much rather look like an idiot for an episode and have a place in Europe than play one of the big 3 who always beat us. Back in a moment for the Larne game, but first we're going to see the result of the other tie. Here it is then, 3 PM on a Saturday. Ballymena Millard face Coleraine. Again, I know the pronunciation's wrong, but please let this championship side win. We've beaten them in a cup already. They're mid-table in the second tier. It would be a dream if we faced them. Coleraine, though, let's be honest, are heavy favourites. Let's just press continue. We'll sit and wait together and we'll see who gets through. Please. Of course it is. Coleraine win by 4-0. We face the third biggest side in Northern Ireland in the final. They've won a title in this save. They're always in Europe in this save. And to be fair, they're a long way ahead of us. But for now, a professional side awaits. At least it's not Linfield the champions. We'll be back in a moment to face Larne. And then the last game of the season. Well, I think you know what the next episode's going to be. Here we go then. We've had a quick update to say that one of our young Lone Stars is doing really well. That's the one we signed from Carrick and sent back in January. But let's have a look at this because it's Larne Distillery in the first game after the league split. And although it's not really anything to play for us, we're going to finish 4th regardless. It is really important for the title race that we face the top 3. So I'll be interested to see how we get on. I am a little conscious of the fact that in 3 days we've got the dress rehearsal of the cup final, but I'd almost rather play a completely different side there and not give them much to work off tactically. So let's go and get through this meeting. We've had a week off, we've got Linfield next weekend. Let's be at our best for those 2 games. Why they're recommending Jim Wood replaced with Daniel McGill, I have no idea. We are certainly not going to do that. Even if he was out, Dobbin would be the first choice backup. But I'm going to stick with the same 11 and the same 18. They did really well in the cup semi-final. They've delivered for me when it matters most. So all we've got to do between now and the start of May is just avoid injuries. Can we do it? Let's go and find out. And here we go against a Larne side that still have Bobby Harvey at right back. What I'd give to have him is the missing link in terms of a permanent player in our squad. So let's just go and get through the dressing room. Let's go and impress the lads. Now we've got a lot of this team motivated. Go and cause a shock. We're going to have to play on the counter against the big 3. They're professional. They're so much better than the rest of these sides. But can we make it boring? Can we make it ugly? And more crucially, can we nick a point from somewhere? Well, it doesn't look good this position, does it? A quiet 20 minutes, but we all know what happens here. It's Bobby Harvey as well. Former player. 4th goal of the season. I don't remember him being a free kick specialist when he played for us. We'll have to look at that in a minute. But he puts one in the top corner with 20 minutes gone. And we're not coming back into this, are we? What is his free kick taking attribute? 1 to 3. Why is he taking them from the corner of the box? Due to FM, why is he still putting them in the corner? Oh, it's a frustrating day. He can't be their best taker, surely. Did he just fancy one against his former club and just happens to put it in postage stamp? It is absolutely awful. Another one of those moments, but 1-0 down. And to be fair, we know what the outcome is here. This is why we need to turn professional. We cannot compete with these 3 teams, certainly not away from home, and certainly not consistently. We've had the odd win at home, we've had the odd magic day, but it ain't going to be today, is it? Jim Wood brings down Doherty. Maybe the assistant knew. Sammy Clingan told me to drop him. He had a good reason for it. We've got 2 of our players shadowing each other here. Not sure what they're doing. But O'Neill's penalty saved brilliantly. Ethan Ross into the top corner. It's a fabulous stop. Wasn't the worst penalty in the world, that. And at half-time, it remains just 1-0. Let's be honest, Larne have dominated the game. We've only had 1 shot on goal. The lads are happy. They're doing all right. And at the moment, it's as much about keeping confidence up as it is about getting results. So we've got to try and keep this score respectable, keep the lads on side as O'Neill comes down the right, gets to the byline, good cross in. Owen deals with it first time. Williams blocks the second. It's back to Harvey again. And Doherty's shot is a bit of a tiddler down to Ethan Ross's right. He deals with it well. We've got an hour on the clock. We're going to make changes in a minute. Maybe try and force the hand a little bit more today. So let's go and make the first few now. We've got Curtis Bell struggling. On will come Michael Hammond. Probably do the same at right back with Dobbin. I'm going to take off Mucklehatton for Cooper. Moore on for Scott. And I'll leave the last one another 10 minutes. But they're the sort of younger players or the players that are going to make more of a difference. So let's get them on and see if our boys react. Well, 15 minutes to go. Both Griffiths and Whitehall are having a pretty average game. Griffiths is going to be the man to come off because Coffey is in good spirits and he's been in pretty good form in recent months. So let's get him onto the pitch. Let's encourage the lads. And we are going to push up to standard with 5 minutes to go. Get back to our usual mentality and try and nick a point from this one as Owen plays out to Daniels. But this is the difference. You're playing a professional side. They press so high. They force the mistakes. And Ben Owen just gave it away there. He's going to have to be replaced in the summer. His attitude, his performances, neither are consistent enough. But a 1-0 defeat here is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. A decent performance, a pretty poor result. But in truth, against a professional side, we've done alright. And if it wasn't for the awful way, the Wolves are set up in FM, we would have probably got a point out of that. We did get lucky with a penalty save. Ethan Ross again, the best player on the pitch. We keep it respectable. And now we can just enjoy our last 4 league games. Because we all know what we're going to be back for. Let's go and confirm what it is. Well, if we look at this league as a neutral, Linfield won again as well. I mean, this league title race is brilliant every year. Larne and Linfield are fantastic. Coleraine are right up there. And as long as those 3 keep getting into Europe alongside us when we eventually get there, it is going to make it really interesting for the nation, having 4 teams growing in strength, growing financially, and turning it into a big league at the top. We'll keep an eye on that as we go along. The competition reputation should again increase this year, but in our season review at the end of this year, we'll have a look at the coefficients and all of that stuff. For now, let's go and look at the dynamics to see they are still intact. The club atmosphere is great. We've got no one unhappy. We've got a great team cohesion, a settled squad, and the manager support's pretty good as well. I am a little worried though about what's going to come in the next few weeks because the fixtures are tough. I guess you could argue it's fallen pretty friendly for us with the cup final in mind because arguably the 2 most winnable games, the 2 weakest sides, the 2 semi-pro sides that we've got in this top 6 split, they are our last 2 league games. So if we can get Coleraine and Linfield out the way, just try and keep them respectable again, then try and pick up points in the last 2. If we do that, we'll have 4th in the league, a European playoff via that route guaranteed, and then it will be all about the cup final. Hopefully Coleraine have a big title race on the final day, lots of blood, sweat and tears, and then if we can pip them to the post in the final, European football will be on the way. I'm not sure it's going to be as simple as that though, so if you're looking forward to joining me and finding out and you did enjoy that episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of the smash and grab in the Irish Cup semi-final and the performance against Larne too. And Bobby Harvey putting a free kick in the top corner. It was always going to happen, wasn't it? If you want to stay up to date and find out how we get on in that big Irish Cup final next time out, then do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. 1 game from Europe, 1 victory from changing this save forever. Can we do it? Get your predictions in early down in the comments. In the meantime, we'll be back with the head coach tomorrow, a big summer transfer special to come, and hopefully our director of football will give us the tools to succeed there. Although, as we saw yesterday, we might just be turning into Steven Gerrard. If you've missed any of that playlist, you can find it up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel, Football Podcast, the Food channel, and of course HelloFresh, the sponsor too. A massive thank you to them for the support, and for you guys who have supported it so far. You can get yourself a big discount till the end of January, and of course it helps support this channel too. But we'll be back here in a couple of days' time. I'm already nervous rambling. We've got Coleraine in the Irish Cup final, a win, and we're in Europe. A defeat, and we're back in those European playoffs where we've had so much heartbreak before. Which way is it going to go? Let me know what you think. I'll put one of the new food videos above my head now, and I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time.